First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Harakak Radash. I would also like to give a double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who do rule well, that have taught me this truth. And I would also like to say a sincere shalom to the hopeful elect, unto the scattered elect, unto the brothers, the prophets, the men that are out there prophesying, laboring in this truth and in this doctrine. Unto you I say shalom. Eventually, these robots are going to fight back. All right. And I got a few videos where, you got these, I don't know what these guys are calling themselves, or, they're just some niggas out there that's basically just doing, trying to go viral, just being ignorant. But at the same time, as, Esau's incorporating this technology and everything we do, robots are going to become a major part of everyone's life. All right, whether it's they're delivering things, whether they're driving. You see that with the they got I think it's called Zook out here, Waymo. So robots and AI technology is becoming a part of our everyday life, and eventually, Jake is going to get to the point where they're disgruntled because they're going to see that robots are taking all their jobs. Okay, every job. All right, and I've done various lessons on this topic, and we're going to continue to push this because we have to give the warning. But at the same time, while giving the warning, we want our people, the hopeful elect, to be circumspect, to know that these things are coming, and don't crash out and bug out like you see people doing. So I'm going to play a few videos, a few clips. Let me see. I'll play this one. Let me see. These guys is fucking bugging. So basically, I guess this was a robot that delivers things or delivers food or DoorDash or whatever. It's a bizarre scene in the streets of California as delivery robot became the target of a nightmare vandalism. Okay, it's another one right here, similar. Let's see. I don't know if these are the same people or not. Jake is just ignorant. We know that we're living in that day and age where mainly our people, they just do anything to go viral. They just want to be fucking clowns. Excuse my language, but eventually this is going to be real where people are going to, try to, make the robots malfunction, and because they see that this is, they're a major part of their hardships that they're going to go through. All right, Esau incorporating this technology into everyday life where robots are going to monitor you. All right, they're going to have your facial recognition. All right, they're going to, hell, they're going to even know your name. All right, based on your facial recognition, and that's inputted. All right, or it's going to be inputted into a central database. All right, this one says robot dogs help catch. Let me see. We scroll down. Catch car break-in suspects at Atlanta apartment complex. So, niggas are going out there doing dirt. They got to be on the lookout not for people or the police. They got to be lookout for the robot dogs. All right, and eventually, like I said, like I titled this lesson, these clowns right here, these robots are going to fight back. All right, these robots are going to be eventually equipped with some type of self-destruction mode. All right. It says, according to the report, Atlanta's First News, robotic security dogs helped track and corner two suspects accused of breaking into vehicles at Columbia Crest Apartments in the city of West Midtown District. In the city's West Midtown District. Security cameras reportedly captured the suspect entering in the apartment complex parking garage on May 21st before the robotic patrol systems responded automatically. Automatic response. You don't got to call nobody, 911. And this is going to seem, and in some cases, it's going to be more secure. It's going to seem more secure. Okay, but at the same time, they're gathering all this data information. It says robot dogs are going to patrol at the World 2026 World Cup. Okay, and we don't know what's going to happen. Say some they'll have a robot dog, foil a crime or foil attempted bombing or something. Who knows? But so they can be able to incorporate this more in your everyday life. All right. This one is, it says Hollister police arrest 2 robot vandalism suspects for unrelated crimes. Let's see. It says Hollister police said they have arrested 2 suspects in connection with separate vandalism incidents involving robots that began sidewalk assessments in the city last week. Daybox robots currently began monitoring Hollister's sidewalk and eventually accessibility conditions across pedestrian networks and help plan future improvements. So they got robots doing, they on the job right now. Robot dogs, and they program them to do this, do that. But like I say, these robots will eventually fight back. All right, and when they begin to fight back, I just saw a video yesterday where a robot, he was doing some dance or some shit, and he kicked the kid in the stomach. All right, and I think that was I want to say it was in China or somewhere in Asia, but don't think for a second that they got robots out there that eventually going to be, that are equipped for war. All right, people thought Terminator was just a movie, and Terminator Genesis and those were actual things that Esau was contemplating on doing. All right, and where are the majority? Where do you think the majority of these robots are going to be dispatched? To the Jake neighborhoods, the inner city, where Jake dwells. All right, and hey, we have to give the warning, man. The warning is out. All right, that this devil ain't playing, man. They want to make this a technocracy. They're going to make this a technocracy. Okay, and you won't have any more privacy. As soon as you walk out your door, a goddamn robot will be looking at you. They're gonna have in Atlanta Atlanta has more cameras. Atlanta is a pilot city for the New World Order here in Babylon, where it has various I want to say they have more cameras than any city in the world, with the exception of a few cities in China. All right, China is a pilot city, has multiple pilot cities for the New World Order also, but they're starting with Atlanta, and it's no coincidence that they're going to start with the most concentrated population of Jake, in one of the most populated concentration. One of the most populated concentration of Jakes in here in Babylon. All right, but this is a part of the devil's agenda to fulfill their New World Order. Revelations 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. He has a short time for his rulership. All right, we're at the twilight of his rulership, and he has a short time to fulfill this New World Order. All right, he's been doing certain things and passing legislations and certain false flags attacks to push certain things into play, but he does not have a long period of time to fulfill this, because once the elect are waking up, and the prophecies are beginning to come to pass, where we see that the Heavenly Father is preparing to send his Son back to redeem the elect, okay, and eventually take this man's kingdom out forever. All right, and this is just these robots and shit. This is just the tip of the iceberg of what Esau has planned in these last days. Okay, because not all whether it's not Gurger troops, National Guards, the U.S. military, a lot of them are not going to be opposed to some of the orders that they're given to fire on civilians, armed or unarmed. Okay, a lot of people are not going to go with that. So you're going to have police turning their badges. You're going to have military possibly go AWOL. Therefore, they're going to roll out the robot troops. And the robot drones, they mean business. They're like the angels on the left hand, where the angels they don't disobey the Heavenly Father's orders. They just execute judgment. The same thing with these robots. They're programmed for a certain target. All right, and then they're going to execute the judgments. All right, that put forth by the devil Esau. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11, and verse 16. And they might know that wherewithal a man sinneth, by the same also he shall be punished. For the almighty hand that made the world of matter without form wanted. Let me see, is this what I want? Yeah. Without form, wanted not means to send among them a multitude of bears or fierce lions, or unknown wild beasts, full of rage, newly created, breathing out either a fiery vapor or filthy scents of scattered smoke, or shooting horrible sparks out of their eyes. All right, so these are these newly created creatures, these robots that Esau is bringing forth. They're bringing them in armies. They ain't not just eventually going to bring them out in armies, not just rolling, one here or one there, but they're they're um, they're slowly, all right, incorporating this technology into your everyday life. And Esau is the whole purpose is for his new world to help fulfill his new world order, and for Esau to exercise that sword. That was his blessing. Okay, and the wicked, the left hand of the heavenly Father is the wicked, the sword. All right, this is Psalm 17, and I'm gonna go to verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. All right, we know that the sword and Esau are synonymous with each other. Okay, um, Revelations 27 and 40. This is the blessing that was given to Esau after Jacob supplanted him for the ultimate blessing, which was the kingdom of heaven. All right, the ultimate everlasting rulership. All right, this is Genesis 27 and verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and thou shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass that when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke off of thy neck. Okay, so his blessing was the sword, and that's how he's able to conquer, and that's how he's able to deceive. That's how he's able to, you know, basically rule the world. He's ruled the world in wickedness due to the blessing of the sword. All right, Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but will return. Edom is synonymous with Esau. Okay, where Edom saith, we are impoverished. Well, Esau is Edom. All right, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people whom the Lord have indignation forever. All right, so it's that this Esau is showing you why we call him the devil. He's confirming the fact that he is the wicked. All right, he's showing you that he's the wicked, and these robots, they, like I said, they don't have feelings. They don't feel. They just gonna, whatever they're programmed to do, they're gonna do it. Okay, and this technology is becoming more and more advanced in these last days, where it's, like I said, it's not going to be a mystery who the devil is, because once these robots begin to, the robots got, the robots are a part of the depopulation, one of the depopulation methods or devices of Esau also, because they're going to take out a lot of people. All right, with minimal shots, because these robots are going to be accurate. At the same time, taking your jobs. All right, and while they incorporate AI technology into the robots, while they incorporate AI technology into your jobs. Okay, so I just wanted to make this lesson. I don't want to make this lesson that long, but I just saw a growing trend, not a growing trend, but something that that made me think, and to that these robots is not going to just these robots are investment for Esau. So say Esau buys 20 robots, which that investment is going to probably take away 20 jobs or more. All right, if you're fucking with the investment, Esau's money, what's going to happen? Okay, Esau are going to do what they do best. All right, they're going to use that sword, and the robot, you're going to have robots like this one that's pretty much obviously disabled right now, call another robot. These robots, they're going to be communicating. All right, they're going to send a signal to this robot, hey, I'm being attacked, send help. And what do you think that dog robot's going to come do? All right, first they're going to come with some type of, facial. They have the facial recognition, so they're going to be able to alert the authorities. This person, this person, this person did X crime or whatever. But eventually, these robots, they say they're smart. They're going to communicate and say, hey, kill these niggas, all right, or disable them, all right, target disabled, all right. So they got to realize the devil that we're dealing with, all right. He has no sympathy, all right, especially for niggas, all right. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the hopeful elect, and I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rabakak Shalom.